Welcome to the FSM Prep Rally. We are at Spring Valley High School for the game of the week where Spring Valley took on Desert Oasis, and Spring Valley, the Grizzlies, came away with a 33-6 victory. And Griff, the score wasn't as close as it possibly could have been. I mean, Spring Valley left a lot of points on the board.
They left a lot of points on the board. That first half was, lack for a better term, it was kind of some ugly football. There was a lot of mental mistakes. There were a lot of flags. It seemed like a pretty close game, and it seemed like it was going to go down to be a close game until that third quarter happened, and Spring Valley just decided to lay it down on them.
Laying it down was Kelsey Howard tonight. Kelsey Howard, probably is one of the top players in the city. Oregon State commit. He had a huge game. He had a few sacks, forced fumble after a four and out down inside the red zone for the Grizzlies, and then turned around and it had a bunch of pass breakups and blocked the left side of the line and had a devastating block to open the game. When they caught your eye.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that first possession, after going, like you said, going 4 and out, not being able to get down and get in the red zone, and then you have Kelsey Howard deciding to just take that momentum back from Desert Oasis, hits the running back, gets the fumble, gets the ball back to his offense, and they eventually run the ball in and get that first score. I mean, he was dominant tonight, and Spring Valley, their defense overall was just great. They really kept the game where it needed to be until the offense got it together, and from that point, the defense kind of carried it, and defense carried it, and offense just finished it.
Spring Valley's defense, we can't talk about it without the name Kory Villarreal. You're going to get to know that name, folks. A sophomore that transferred in from Desert Oasis, got his second start of the year tonight, and all he did was have 2 interceptions, one of them a school record 101 return yard for a touchdown, and he turned to the crowd and let them know, like, I am the man.
That was some Deion Sanders type-ish I saw out there.
Yes.
This kid, a sophomore, I know a lot of people are used out here, freshman stars playing on varsity, but Joe, kids in their sophomore year, they usually don't play varsity. They usually don't start varsity, and they for sure don't come out against their old teams, get 2 interceptions and 1 for a record 101 yards. That was impressive.
Swaggy, baby. That's Kory Villarreal. So what we want to do, because, you're here, not Big Antt. Big Antt is at the Gorman game tonight, covering the Polynesian Classic. So we had Griff come in because Griff obviously writes all of our previews and recaps.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate you filling in. So what we want to do right now, before we get to Coach Marcus Teal from Spring Valley High School, let's go ahead and pull out the top 10 scores from around the valley from the FSM Prep Rally Top 10. Welcome back to the FSM Prep Rally, and you've seen the top 10 scores. Now's a team that may be entering the top 10. Spring Valley head coach Marcus Teal, my man.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you.
Big win tonight.
Yes, definitely. It was kind of a, I don't want to say revenge game, but it kind of was. Last year we played these guys and we lost to them 9-8. They got a nice little 42-yard field goal to take the lead on us, and we just weren't able to get enough offense going in that game. And tonight, I think we changed the tone of that.
Man, so, one of the things I've seen, I know that first half, you guys had a couple shots inside the red zone, and you guys were a little upset about not converting them. You went into halftime and made your adjustments. What is it that what you said to your team to get them going in the second half?
It's been kind of our bugaboo for the first 3 games, and I just kind of go in and we just kind of reset. We just want to make sure that the guys understand that what we're doing is working. We're just not executing at the right times. And we got a couple bad breaks, a couple things didn't go our way. But we just got to keep plugging along. We just got to keep doing what we do, because eventually it's going to work. And we're going to grind, and we're going to wear people down. And we get opportunity, and our defense keeps playing the way that it does, creating turnovers, scoring. I think they've scored 4 touchdowns in our first 4 games. So I think that's amazing. And so we just got to keep that going.
Coach, I got a question for you. In that first drive of your guys' offensive possession, you go 4 and out. You get the ball back on. You guys are on defense. What does it do for your team to see one of your biggest players, Kelsey Howard, go out there, get the running back, get a turnover, give the ball back to your offense, and allow you guys to go in there and score the first touchdown of the game?
It's getting to that point where they expect it from him. And, we count on him to do a lot of things. And I tell everybody all the time, if Kelsey could play one way, he would be more devastating than he already is. But the guy's just got a motor that just doesn't quit. And he knows when we need big plays, and he comes through every time. And I can't say enough about the big fella. His teammates love him. People on campus love him. Maybe he's got the biggest personality there is. But when he gets on that helmet, he puts that helmet on, and he's playing for Spring Valley. He gets after it, and those are the kind of plays that we expect from Kelsey.
Coach, I want to talk about Kelsey for a minute. What's it like for you to coach someone special like him? I mean, but I'm not just on the field, because I know people at Oregon State when my mentor's up there, and he told me after he committed, he's like, he is such a great kid, a yes sir, no sir kid, great family. He's like, man, I don't know how everybody's not on him. He even talked about the on-field stuff first. What's it like for you to coach a kid like that?
It's pretty special. I know I feel blessed every time I come out here for practice or for games, and Big 58 is out there. My man could have chosen anywhere. He could have left us a couple of years ago and went and played at a bigger school where there's more notoriety. There's more there's more gear for him to wear. There's all this other stuff, but he chose us. He chose to stick with us. He's loyal as they get, and I'm blessed that I get the opportunity to coach the kid every day. The kid, what he goes through in the day, it's just special. It just motivates me to be better for him. We start school here at 7 a.m. He rides a city bus to school every morning. He rides it home every night after practice. He's never late. He's always the first one. He's always the first one out, last one in. I mean, he's that kind of kid. He's just a special kid all the way around. Field-wise, everybody sees it. Everybody sees the film. They know what he can do in there. Off the field, he's just as awesome. He's yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am to his teachers. He walks around here big as day, but you wouldn't know that he was the big-time guy that he is because he doesn't portray that. And it's just awesome to be around Kelsey.
Coach, y'all are now 3-1 on the season. The season's still young. We're about a quarter into the regular season. Where do you guys go from here, and where do you go into this? When you go back to the locker room, what are you telling your team after a win like tonight? Though you had your struggles, you guys showed your defense is legit. You guys really are like that on the defensive side of the ball. Where do you go from here, and what's the focus going forward?
Well, I think with our defense, it just continues to get better and better, and we continue to do things that just amaze me every week. And I think as long as those guys continue to put us in great situations, continue getting takeaways, I think we can continue to be on the rise. Our offense is scoring more points than we did in the last 2 years. So I think we just got to continue to be consistent with what we do on offense. And then tighten up our special teams. Our special teams, we lack a little bit there. I think that's, if you had to say we had an Achilles heel, it would be our special teams. But we're getting to the point where we're improving on that each week. And so I think it's only going to get better for us. I know we got a good stretch of coming up here on the next 3 to 4 games. We start league play in 2 weeks. We got a good basic team that we're going to play next week. So I really feel good about where we're headed. Basic's going to give us a good test before we start league play. And then in league play, we got 2 top dogs in Coronado and Shadow Ridge that we're trying to be like. We're trying to emulate what they did and what they're about as far as the winning and being consistent with winning. We're our own team, that's for sure. Don't get that twisted. We're our own team. We want to win consistently like they do, and we want to be where they are when it's all said and done.
Real quick before we let you go, Coach, Kory Villarreal. You know, he sophomore kid comes in a DO transfer.
Yes.
And he had 2 picks, one back to the crib for 101 yards.
Yes.
But he brings a little swag, like a little air of confidence to the defense.
He really does. He really does. You know, he's done a lot in these first 4 weeks to get himself in the position that he has. He just became a starter. I believe he just became a starter 2 weeks ago. This is the week, of course, that he was earmarking. You know, all guys do when they leave a school. They get a chance to play and go back and be part of that. They all want to perform well, and they want to show the other team what they're missing and what they missed out on. And Kory did that tonight. I want to say that was a record.
101 yards.
Yeah, I know it's a record for our school, for our program. I got to believe it's a record for state. It's got to be somewhere up there, right? I mean, but it was amazing. And the kid just continues to improve each week. He's only a sophomore, and so it's really encouraging to see young guys like that step up in big moments and play to their ability.
Well, this is head coach Marcus Teal from Spring Valley. Coach, you know as well as I do, you're one of my favorite people in the world. I love you to death.
Thank you, Joe.
I'm proud to call you a friend, and I'm beyond happy that you got the win tonight. I came here, I was like, man, we're gonna have a good game, and then I was like, well, I don't know, because Spring Valley, they're the truth. They're the truth. They're trying the truth.
We're getting there.
But man, good luck the rest of the way. I know we'll see you again real soon. And man, appreciate the time tonight, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for all of you being here. You guys do a great job of covering sports, high school sports here in town. We were lucky enough to be this week's primetime game, and we thank you for coming out, and we're glad we were able to get a W.
Man, appreciate that. It's Marcus Teal, head coach, Spring Valley. We'll be right back with our co-players of the game on the FSM Prep Rally. Welcome back to the FSM Prep Rally. I'm Joe Arrigo, and tonight we have a first for us. 2 players of the game. Kory Villarreal, 2 interceptions, 1 pick six, took it 101 yards to the crib. And the man who makes the straw that stirs the drink for Spring Valley, my big guy Kelsey Howard, Oregon State commit, had big game. Sacks, forced fumble, pass deflections. Kelsey, let's talk about the game. Coming into the game, this is a rivalry. You know, you guys, good team. You guys are a good team in your own right.
Yes, sir.
You guys came out and put it on them, but, that first half we were talking off air, you thought you could have done a little bit better.
Well, yeah, I could have done a little bit better for my team. But against teams like this, they game plan against me, so it really gives other players like Kory to really shine out in these situations. I'm going to get as much pressure as I can every play, and I'm going to give it my all every play. Even though I'm playing both sides of the ball, it doesn't matter to me. I run it extra after practice, after games, it doesn't matter because I feel like I got to put in that extra work if I want to win with my team.
Kory, this type of game that, you're a sophomore. So you stepped up in a big game as a sophomore, 2 picks. So I know it's early in the year, but your best game yet on varsity?
Yeah, it's my best game yet, yeah.
So what did you say? Okay, so take me through the first one. It looked like they tried to run a route, and you're like in deep halves, it looked like, or at least in a 3.
No.
Walk me through it. What happened?
This is my old school. I played here last year, so I knew they was going to try me. It's been a lot of rah-rah back and forth. And I told them just shut it down. Don't come to my side. I told them don't throw to my side. They threw to my side. It happened twice. He threw it up top, and I came down with it, just turn the ball over, got the ball back for my team.
Swagged out, talking about throw to my side. I love it. I love it. Kelsey, this is one of those games where, again, it got chippy at, in the middle of the game and towards the end.
Yeah.
You guys kept your cool for the most part. You guys have a long season ahead.
Yes, sir.
You guys have big goals. What are some of the things you want to see, you yourself, and you want to see your team improve on?
One thing we got to improve on is really our bond. I mean, we have a strong bond already, but things like that, like at the end of the game and arguing and stuff, it just really can't happen, especially in front of people that we want to impress. So as a team, I feel like we gave a good effort out there. We gave it all we can give. We came out there the second half and we did what we were supposed to do. Really, we were supposed to do that in the first half. I think we have a slow start, but we're going to work on that on Monday. We're going to work out getting out there fast and not starting off slow. Monday, we're going to kick it off.
Kory, when you scored that last touchdown on the 101-yard return, you gave the old Deion Sanders to the, and he looked right at, and I seen it wasn't to your sideline. You looked at the fans.
It was them boys. They're my old fans.
You say your old fans.
I got that coaches cheering for me on the sideline, man.
Oh, I love it. I love it. What was they give you a little extra energy tonight playing against your former high school?
Yeah, it was a lot of tension built up. I'm just glad we came out, went out there, hit him in the mouth, played hard, and just happy we came out with the dub.
Man, you got a fan club. People talking about in the back. Griffin Camper here. Griffin, let's go and give him. We got some gifts for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Congrats.
Appreciate it, man, for real. Yes, sir.
You guys got players of the game t-shirts. Now there's only one other high school player that has one of these shirts.
Who?
Donovan Polite. No. Caden Harris.
Okay.
Caden got it last week, the first one ever.
Yes, sir.
So you guys can wear these around school, workout. I'm saying, represent the brand.
Yes,
the
sir.
brand is strong.
Sir.
I know for real guys though, I'm a big fan of, you're hitting me up in the DMs, talking about coming to the game. You didn't even know we were coming.
Look, hey, I'm not going to lie. After this game, I think we top 10. I'm not going to lie. He put us on that list. We got Basic next week. If y'all put Basic in the top 10 again, we're going to show y'all why we top 10. We play them next week. Yes, sir.
That's a fact.
Okay. And it's funny because Anthony and I talked about that earlier today, as a matter of fact.
I think y'all put Basic in the top 10 for 2 weeks straight. They only beat DO by 14. What's the score? All right.
Okay, so Antt, when you watch this, we're gonna have something to talk about.
All right.
And Kelsey gonna hit you up if it's not me.
Yes, sir.
Basic getting the next. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Man, we might have to be at a Basic Spring Valley game. That's what I'm talking about. I love it, guys. Congratulations on a big one. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for balling out. Big fans. I look forward to seeing you guys keep doing it, not only on the field but in the classroom, because I know Coach Steele really presses, your academic side and everything, and I got the most respect for him in the program. So for me to you guys, congratulations on a big win.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be right back to wrap up the FSM Prep Rally. All right, Griff. Two impressive young men right there, Kory Villarreal and Kelsey Howard, the co-players of the game. First time ever.
First time last week. First time we were giving out the swag. This week we're giving out to 2 players. We're making history every week.
Love it, man. Love it. And by the way, I'm just going to put this out there before we get back into this game. The franchise store will be open real soon for franchise gear. If you want some fresh shirts and, hoodie season's coming.
It's coming. It's
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
Bundle up, baby.
Oh, yeah. So let's get back to this game, man. What are your final thoughts when it comes to what you've seen with Spring Valley tonight and then, in what you've seen with Desert Oasis as well?
What I loved about the performance from Spring Valley tonight was that in today's age of football where offense is dominant and everyone's just looking for the quarterback, the receivers, they just want to air the ball out, put as many points on the board as possible. Spring Valley showed why defense is still so important in the game of football. If you can still win big games, you can still do big things if you have a defense that will step up for you, keep the opposing offense where they need them to be, and I love it. As a defensive guy, I love seeing great defense.
Well, it helps when you got Kelsey Howard and a guy like Kory Villarreal, and there's a bunch of other guys on defense that really make the defense go.
Absolutely.
But, what I noticed today, even with Desert Oasis, man, for a team that lost a lot of guys last year, including a quarterback that could really slang that thing, they hung in there and they fought. And they made that a term I'm using a lot this weekend is they mucked it up in the first half. And if they could find a way to start scoring, punching the ball in, Desert Oasis got a chance to be a really good team too. I like the confidence Kelsey Howard had just a few moments ago when talking about he thinks Spring Valley needs to be in the top 10.
That's Vegas football, baby. Everybody out here, these high school kids, they got that Vegas swag to them. They know what franchise sports media means in this city, and they want to see their team right there in the top 10. The whole valley know who's really about it.
Well, thank you for joining me tonight, brother.
Absolutely.
So, you'll be here next week, too.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to be here next week. I'm letting you guys know I have to do a family event that I said I would do. I don't know why they schedule weddings during football season. Stupid.
Stupid.
Never do it. Some say never get married, but I'm not going to tell you not to do that.
That's a little dicey.
But I'm going to say Griff will be back next week. Big Antt will be with them. Be on the lookout for where the game of the week is next week. May not be where you think it is. We're going to pull up all throughout the Valley. And again, Spring Valley tonight took it to Desert Oasis, 33-6. I almost said 9.
No, they wouldn't.
No, not at all.
No.
33-6. Spring Valley over Desert Oasis. For Griffin Camp, I'm Joe Arrigo. This is the FSM Prep Rally. We'll see you next week.